Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
You live and you learn. I haven't gone more than one round in a year, so this was a great experience.
Watch his podcast that he put out this week. This guy was very sick until this Wednesday. You can listen to him in the face-to-face, and people commented online, why does he sound so nasally? He's been sick for a week. He, again, caught something right before the fight, but the entire time he was resolute that he wanted to go through with it. But he's a warrior. He's a tough man, for sure.
And dropping 38 pounds.
In 4 weeks.
In 4 weeks, when I was going to be a heavyweight. I'm not saying that was why, but I mean, it might have something to do with it.
Jay, talk about adversity. You're always, people are always doubting you, but you're always overcoming it. Talk about this.
I thrive, man. I love when I'm backed into a corner because there's only one thing to do, and that's fight your way out. And people don't believe in my skill. They said this was a mistake. Mike Perry's going to knock him out. He's going to be the one to end it. Why is Jake Paul doing this? This is dumb, blah, 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 blah. And I sat there at the press conference, and I said it to everyone. They always sit across from me and underestimate me and think they can beat me, but people don't realize my speed, my power, and you heard Mike Perry after the fight, you know, all the praise that he gave me. I don't even think the cameras or the, stream can comprehend the punches and my power and my speed. So when you get in there with me, it's a whole different thing.
Eric.
Hey Jake, Eric Jr. Post, congratulations. Two quick ones for you. Number one, any specific reason that you call out Alex Pereira? Obviously a UFC contract, it would be tough to get him out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want everybody. I love this sport. And, he's tweeted about wanting to go into boxing. We got him on the FaceTime right there in the ring. And I said, yo, can you get out of your contract? If he can get out of his contract, then let's run it. And so when I asked him that, he had a pause. He looked at his manager. These guys aren't their own bosses. So I want all the smoke. But at the end of the day, will Dana let him out? That's too big of a risk if I could embarrass his number one praised fighter right now. But I want all the smoke. I want all the MMA guys, and I've beaten all of them. Who's next? He's the king right now of the UFC, so I want him. I'm going to decapitate him and dethrone him.
And just to be clear, right, it was Anthony Joshua that said Pereira should enter the boxing ring. Pereira said, I'm honored, I would love to, who should I fight? Right, and when Jimmy saw that, he said, hey, you should fight me. And we said, well, he signed to the UFC. And that was the basis of that discussion.
Jake, you told me outside.
Hey, Fred. Yeah, it was a great night for you and Amanda. Unfortunately, Ashley wasn't able to get the wins tonight. Obviously, in boxing, it's quite normal that a good training partner goes out and uses could affect you. For the fight, did it affect you at all?
It honestly, it definitely shifted the energy in the locker room. And it was just scary. And I love that kid, so it did affect us, and we had to kind of, say a quick little prayer for him and then refocus. But it is really weird to experience that.
Amanda, how did you feel?
Oh yeah, I was really devastated. That's sad to see, a stable mate of ours, but we just have to go out there and stay focused and hope the best for us. And I get extremely nervous when he fights, when Jay fights, anyone on the team fights. So I mean, it's pretty.
But this is the moment that's the most important in H2O's career, right? He took a big loss tonight. And now he's gonna have to internalize that. They've already reached out to us and said they want the rematch in November on Netflix. We're gonna let them take some time to think through their next steps. But I have no doubt that he's gonna come back stronger, just like Jake did when he took a split decision loss to Tommy Fury and came back and did it bigger and bigger and bigger. H2O is gonna do the same thing.
One more question for you, Jay. We see your skills in the boxing ring. I guess now we'll see more skills as a fighter. How do you have to kind of guide Ashton after?
Yeah, I mean, he could just look at what I did, and just come back stronger, double down. That's a lesson for everyone out there is when you take losses in life, you double down, you go back to the drawing board, and you keep going. You only lose when you quit, and that's a Mike Tyson quote.
Just talk about Tyson, obviously he's a legend, but considering what he did tonight, should a 53-year-old really be getting in the ring with you, do you think?
Yeah, Tyson wants to get in the ring, I'm down, and he does. So here we are. He's one of the baddest men on the planet, and if he wants that opportunity and that smoke, he's the one who was like, let's make this a pro fight. I'm gonna end you, and I'm ready for it, and I'm excited for it. And he's a beast.
It's
very
amazing.
dangerous.
It's amazing. No matter what would have happened here, somebody would have asked the question of, should this fight really happen? Jake would have gone to a decision. They would have said, should this fight happen? Can he really beat Mike Tyson? Jake would have lost. They would have said, thank God he's not fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would have killed him. He beat Mike Perry, who's an extremely tough man. He's not as tough as Mike Tyson, and he's certainly not as skilled as Mike Tyson in the boxing
Yeah,
ring.
but Tyson's 53 years old.
No, he's not.
Yeah, you don't even.
No,
know.
he's not.
You don't even know his age. to
Next
be honest.
question.
Next one, Eric. Go ahead.
Anybody have any questions for Amanda?
I was gonna say, Amanda, the crowd was electric for you tonight. Over a year since your last fight, how'd that feel just to be back out there and just feel that energy?
Oh, it's truly amazing. I feed off of that energy.
50th
It just-
fight.
Yeah, my 50th fight, 31st.
TKO, 50th fight.
No, it's super exciting. I love fighting in front of a big audience. Thanks to Jake, all the big fights, and I just feed off of that. And I just love giving the fans a real good fight. You know, I'll take one to give two hard ones with my punches. So,
She talks so much smack, and then you just
Jake,
smacked.
there's levels to this.
I know.
There's levels.
Puerto Rico flags everywhere. You expect to see that in Dallas?
Of course, there's Puerto Ricans everywhere, so they'll be there in Dallas, 100%.
Kevin?
Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican KKG. This is Fight Hype. Amanda, you just talked about it. Jake's made a statement. She was talking a little bit before the fight, right? And you normally have a really calm demeanor. You don't talk too much. But did that fire you up? Did she get under your skin at all in a way that motivated you?
Not under my skin, under my my trainer's skin, Jordan Maldonado. And every time that happens, I don't know, I feed off of his energy, and he just makes me go out there, and he tells me forget the skills, just go out there and go through her, and that's what happens. And I remember the last time a girl did that to me, and that fight ended in 58 seconds. So I was just thinking that as well. You know, I feel like she was a little disrespectful. But I had to keep my cool. I'm a professional, and that's what I do. I stay calm and collective, and I go out there and I perform.
Along the same lines, could you sense like in the first minute of the fight,
Yes.
I can get her out of there?
Yes, I knew it. After the first couple of punches, I was like, okay, I got it. I'm narrow her down, and I'm gonna hit her hard. And yeah, all my punches were hard, and I knew it was gonna. When the referee said, "Show me something, Stevie," I just went out and I said, "It's over."
First and foremost, I want to say congratulations on both your wins and fantastic performance for both of you guys.
Thank you.
Jake,
I'm a
you
huge
said it-
fan of your work, Michael Bay.
Wow.
Jake, you said after the fight that your goal is to be the cruiserweight champion in 2.5 years. How would fighting a guy like Conor, who came after you, McGregor, who came after you tonight after the fight, or Alex Pereira help you achieve that goal?
Yeah, man, anytime I can get into a camp for a big fight and perform under the bright lights to prepare me for tough moments, I'm going to take it. So, there's money fights, there's big fights, there's experience fights. I think tonight was an experience fight. November is a massive fight, and I mean, it's experience going up to heavyweight and being in there with someone who's been doing something, boxing their whole life. So everything is just on the path to being a cruiserweight champion. And if I can go in there with champions of different leagues, those are the best of the best in the world, and they're going to bring the best out of me.
You've seen what he's done to experienced boxers that have a similar record to him, right? So these moments, I think, help prepare him for those more experienced boxers. You saw Chavez Jr. tonight. He looked pretty good, but he was fighting a guy who was 1-0 in boxing, right? His 1-0 is against an NFL player. And yet that MMA guy was able to hang in there with someone who has 60+ fights. So it's not easy what he does to these MMA fighters in any way.
Jake, Colin McGregor for IFLTV. You told me outside that you hurt your hand a little bit tonight. Can you tell us a bit more about that, and will it affect the Mike Tyson fight?
Oh no, I'm good. It just felt worse like in the ring, but right now it's fine.
Is that why you were peppering him with all those left hands?
Dude, I couldn't get his timing because he was just weird all over the place. And that's where MMA fighters sometimes are harder to fight than boxers, because he was just changing everything every round. There was no like repetitive patterns. He wasn't falling into the same thing. He just wild and throwing, and all of a sudden you back up, and then he's leaning back, then he's swinging from up here. So I just had to use my jab a lot to slow all of that down, and I saw him dwindling as the rounds went on, and I just stayed patient, which is something we've been working on. And normally I just try to go a lot harder and faster, but I just waited for the right moment.
Well, that jab was amazing.
Thank
though.
you. Thank you.
My question is for Amanda. Can you talk about how much MVP, Jake, and Kisa meant to your career, putting you basically on the map? And everybody already should have known about you because you're a great boxer.
I've said it from the very beginning, was the easiest and best decision I ever made to be part of MVP.
In his boy Mike Perry, I said, okay, Conor, like after I fuck up Mike Perry, then you're next. So Conor's on Twitter all the time, he's on his yacht all the time, but guess where he's not? In the ring fighting me. So he can talk all the fuck he wants, but the notorious MMA is scared of Jake Joseph Paul from Disney Channel. And I put that on my mom.
Thank you to the media for all the support.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.